Today we're moving up in the world. We're moving from one-step equations to two-step equations. When you have two-step equations, you always first want to undo the addition or subtraction, and then you undo the multiplication or division. And then, of course, you always check your solution. But I do want to note there is one exception in which these steps are actually reversed, and that is when you have an example like this, and I will show you how to do this type of problem later on in this lesson. X plus 2 divided by 3 equals 5. So if you have an addition within a fraction, you actually will flip these steps. But 9 times out of 10, you're following these steps in that exact order. Okay, here's our first example of a two-step equation. Here's my line and my equal sign, and I want to get x all by itself. So I have to undo this plus 2 and undo the times 4. So step 1 is you always undo addition and subtraction. So we want to get rid of this plus 2. So I need to subtract 2 on both sides. So minus 2 and minus 2, so they cancel out. Now what is left over on the left side? We have 4x, so 4x comes down, and that's equal to 18 minus 2 is 16. And now I'm down to just a one-step equation. 4 times x, the opposite of times is divide, so I'm dividing both sides by 4. So I'm left with x equals 16 divided by 4 is 4. So 4 is my solution. Don't forget to always check your solution where you plug in your answer back in. So 4 times x, which my x is also 4, plus 2 equals 18. And then check 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2, which is 18, so it works. Here's our second equation. This time we have division and we have the subtraction sign. But let's see, we want to undo addition and subtraction first. So I want to get rid of this 3. And this is actually kind of confusing because I have a subtraction sign right here. And the opposite of subtraction is addition, but if you look in front of the 3, this 3 is a positive number. So how do you get rid of a positive number? We would have to subtract 3 on both sides. So we subtract 3 here, subtract 3 here. On the right side, this 3 minus 3 cancels out. And then what do I have left over? I have a negative and then x over 2. Make sure that sign follows all the way down. And this is equal to 9 minus 3 is 6. So now I'm down to a one-step equation, and I need to do the opposite of division, which is multiplication. So I need to multiply both sides by a negative 2. So here it cancels, and x equals negative 12. Or if you write it the other way, x equals negative 12 is my solution. Now let's check it. So I have 9 equals 3 minus, and then x is negative 12 divided by 2. So let's check. 9 equals 3 minus a negative means plus, and 12 divided by 2 is 6, and 3 plus 6 is 9, so it checks. Alright, now we have negative 3/4 times x minus 2 equals 10. I want to get x by itself, and I have to undo addition and subtraction first. So I have to get rid of negative 2 by adding 2 to both sides. So add 2 here to cancel this 2 out. Then I have to add 2 to the other side. So on the left, I still have left over negative 3/4 x equals 10 plus 2 is 12. And now, how do I get rid of this fraction? We have to multiply both sides by its reciprocal, which is negative 4/3. Negative 4/3. Cancels out here, so x equals, you can do 12 times 4 divided by 3, or I like to cross simplify and do 12 divided by 3 is 4, and 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. Let's check to see if we did that right. So if we plug in negative 16 and then we multiply, negative 3/4 times negative 16 is a positive 12, and then 12 minus 2 equals 10, so it works. Okay, here's the last example that we will do together, and then I want you to try 2 on your own. And in this example, this is the exception to the rule where our steps actually reverse. And the reason is we have this addition that's it's inside invisible parentheses. So we can't get rid of the plus 2 yet. The first thing you do is to cancel out that fraction, cancel out the 3 by multiplying both sides by 3. So when we multiply the left by 3, what it's doing is canceling out the fraction. And then we multiply the right side by 3. So now on the left side, we're left with just the numerator, which is x plus 2, equals 7 times 3 is 21. And now all we have to do is subtract 2 on both sides. So x equals 19. And then if you check it, 19 plus 2 is 21, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. Okay, here are 2 examples I want you to try on your own. So go ahead, write them down and pause the video, and then check your answer. You should get that x equals 2 for the first one. And you should get that x equals 16 for the second one. Alright, let's end with a story problem. It says that Chicago's lowest recorded temperature in degrees Fahrenheit is negative 27. Solve the equation negative 27 equals 1.8 C plus 32 to convert the degrees to Celsius. So they're saying here's our equation, and all we have to do is solve it, and it will convert the degrees in Fahrenheit to the degrees in Celsius. So here's our equation, and we just have to solve for C. So we want to undo addition first, which means we want to subtract both sides by this 32. Negative 27 minus 32 is negative 59, and then equals, we have 1.8 left over, 1.8 C left over on the right side, and now let's divide both sides by 1.8. And you should get that C equals 32.7 repeating, which we can round that to about 32.8 degrees Celsius. Or, wait, let's not forget the negative. Negative divided by positive is negative, so negative 32.8 degrees Celsius. So there is your lesson on two-step equations. Good luck!